today we will be making cake. This is a vanilla cake recipe that I use for a lot of things, and today I will be showing you how to make it. You can make this cake in a bunch of different versions, so you can have round pans, rectangular pans, or bundt pans, or any other sort of pan, and it is a good cake to use for a bunch of things. Today I am actually making it because when I get 100 subscribers, I will be releasing a special video that I'm going to film today where I use this cake to make something interesting. So if you haven't already subscribed, you should do that so that you will be able to see that video. So the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350. Now it is time to prepare your pans. So this recipe, when it is not doubled or halved or anything like that, makes about 2 9-inch pans worth of cake. So I have made this in 9-inch pans before, and I've also made it in a sheet pan before. When I've made it in a sheet pan, I've baked it in that and then cut it into thirds and stacked it like that. However, you could also make this in a bundt pan. That's something I've never tried before, but I'm sure would work. So if you're using a bundt pan, then you definitely want to grease it with butter and then use flour to prepare that pan. If you're using a sheet pan, then I would definitely recommend just using parchment paper to line that. And if you're using 9-inch pans like me, you can either use parchment paper, which is a better way to prevent it from sticking, but it's harder to put in the pan, or you can just butter and flour it, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a little bit of butter and go around the entire pan. Now you can just add a little bit of flour and tap it around and then out over the sink until it's all covered in a little bit of flour. So I will go do that. Okay, so now my pans look something like this. And while it's not 100% perfect, this cake isn't super sticky, so it'll be enough to get it out. Now you're going to take 2 3/4 of a cup of flour, and you're going to whisk in 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Now you can just set that off to the side. Now you're going to take a mixer and add in 2 sticks of softened butter. Now you're going to beat this on medium speed until it's creamy, which will take about 2 minutes. Now, while the mixer is running, you're going to gradually add in 2 cups of sugar. Now you're going to continue beating this on medium speed for about 8 minutes until it's nice, light, and fluffy. Since that's a long time and just a boring time lapse, I will be back in 8 minutes. Okay, once it is all nice and light and fluffy and should look something like this, you can add in 5 eggs. And you're going to do this one at a time so they can each get combined by themselves. So we'll do that now. Okay, once you're done with that, now you're going to add in 1½ teaspoons of vanilla and mix that in. Okay, now you are going to add in your dry ingredients from earlier, but you're going to do it in 3 additions. So you're going to add in 1/3 of your dry ingredients, mix that in, then you're going to add in 1/3 of the milk. So you're going to need 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of milk, and you're going to add in 1/3 of that after you add in 1/3 of this. Then you're going to add in half of the remaining flour mixture, half of the remaining milk, then the rest of the flour, and the rest of the milk. just going to increase the speed to medium and mix it until it's smooth. Now you're going to take your pan or pans and you're going to divide it evenly. Okay, so if you're using round pans like me, you're going to bake it for about 35 minutes. If you're using any other sort of pan, I will put them on the screen right now so you can see how long you need to bake yours for. So I will be back when these come out to take them out of the oven. When your cakes are done, you can take them out of the oven and let them cool. It's easiest to take these out when they are completely cool or very close to completely cool. So we're just going to take a non-sharp knife, go around the outside of the pan, and then you can sort of lift it up in some areas.
Oh wow, it actually came out nicely.
So we're just going to level off the top of one. So now it is time to make the frosting. Now to make the frosting, you're going to take 2.5 sticks of softened butter and put that in a mixer bowl. And then you're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you're going to use a paddle attachment to mix this on medium speed for about 1 minute until it's just creamy. Okay, now it is time to add the powdered sugar. So the original recipe calls for 5 cups of powdered sugar. However, I have found that 5 cups makes it very sweet and it doesn't really affect the consistency much if you add like 3.5 to 4 cups. So I will probably add about 4 cups of powdered sugar, but if you want 5 cups, you can do 5 cups. So you have to do this 1 cup at a time and you have to sift it. I would definitely recommend sifting it because I have made this and had lumps in it, and sifting prevents that from happening. So you're going to measure out 1 cup of powdered sugar and either put it in a sieve over a bowl, or you can use just a sifter. Now it doesn't have to be completely exact, and then you can just sift it, and then you can add it, and then you can just beat it on low speed until it's all combined, and repeat that process for as much as you want to use. I recommend keeping track somehow of how much powdered sugar you've added, just so that you add the right amount. Once you've added as much powdered sugar as you wanted to add, then you're going to beat this on medium speed for about 1 minute. Then once that 1 minute is up, you're going to increase the speed to high or almost high and beat it for another 3 to 4 minutes. So I will be back after all that mixing is done. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can scrape down your bowl, and you can also add in 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Something I forgot to mention is that if you're making a larger cake, one with maybe 3 layers, or dividing it between 3 9-inch pans, or making a sheet pancake that you cut into thirds, you might want to 1.5 times this and use like 7.5 cups of powdered sugar instead of 5. But you're going to add in this heavy cream and beat it on medium to medium high for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's all combined. So I will be back then. So once that is done, your frosting is complete. So you can color this whatever color you want, or color just parts of it. This is not going to be an in-depth video on how to decorate cakes. I will probably do a video about that at some point in the future. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll just give you a quick overview on what I usually do. So I would take those cakes out. I would cut off the top just to make it a little bit level. Then I would put some in between there, then I would put some on top and all around it, and then that would be good. Sometimes I do crumb coats, but I'll talk about that when I do that video in the future. However, these cakes are for my special videos, so I am not going to frost it or even eat it on camera for this video. But hopefully this video taught you how to make these cakes and you don't have any problems making them. And they're really delicious, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.